The next thing that the condition we'll be looking at is Alzheimer's disease, which again you may or may not be familiar with. The symptoms include like memory loss. It also interferes with a person's ability to form new memories, which is like anterograde memory loss, and also the loss of old memories, which is that retrograde memory loss. It also results in like confusion, impaired attention, disordered thinking, depressed mood, and some other symptoms similar to these. And again, coming back to the idea of what's actually like the pathophysiology of this, what's actually causing this disease. Well, part of it is actually caused by like protein buildups in the synapses. So again, the synapse being like the gap between the neurons. So protein buildups in the synapse, known as beta amyloid plaques, cause low levels of acetylcholine and other neurotransmitters. So we're linking in here what we know about acetylcholine. So these plaques increase the activity of the enzyme acetylcholine esterase. An important thing to know about that is when we're talking about enzymes, you can kind of identify an enzyme by its like suffix ASE. So acetylcholine esterase is an enzyme that is responsible for breaking down acetylcholine. So coming back to what we know about Alzheimer's, like the protein buildups in the synapses, these beta amyloid plaques, they cause low levels of acetylcholine and other neurotransmitters. So part of our issue here with Alzheimer's is that we have low levels of acetylcholine. We also recently just learned that one of the things acetylcholine is implicated in is that like memory and learning. So these low levels of acetylcholine are going to be causing issues with memory and learning, which are the symptoms that we are seeing in Alzheimer's. And again, I spoke about earlier about how neurotransmitters are released into the synapse. Sometimes they're like broken down or like reuptake occurs. Well, in the case of like acetylcholine esterase, that's an enzyme that's responsible for breaking down the acetylcholine to stop that message being sent. But again, these plaques increase the activity of that enzyme. So these plaques increase the activity of that enzyme, which breaks down acetylcholine. So you can see how these plaques are causing that lack of acetylcholine. So these plaques, again, all leading to the idea that we have less acetylcholine because it's being broken down more. So this lack of acetylcholine is responsible for it's responsible for learning and memory, which is how we get these symptoms. The other thing mentioned here on this slide is neurofibrillary tangles, which are proteins inside the neuron, whereas our beta amyloid plaques were in the synapse. Our neurofibrillary tangles are proteins inside the neurons, and they actually cause cell death. They start in the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory, and then they do progress to other areas of the brain, which is again going to be causing more issues. Hippocampus is also implicated in memory, so we're going to see further of those issues involved in memory. Treatment options, again, medication that inhibits cholinesterase, or like that acetylcholinesterase, which is again enzymes that break down acetylcholine. So if we can stop the chemicals that are trying to get rid of the chemical that we want to keep, then that's an awesome thing. So we're going to be able to keep more of the acetylcholine, which is what we want. It's important for memory and learning and healthy functioning. Or also medication that regulates the activity of glutamate, which is also involved in information processing and learning. So it's interesting how we can kind of link our knowledge about neurotransmitters to what happens when it goes wrong. What do we see and how could we possibly go about fixing it?